We begin in North Korea, where China's president has arrived, marking a historic visit to his neighbor. Xi Jinping will meet with North Korea's leader. Denuclearization and the North's struggling economy are expected to dominate the agenda. It is the first time in more than a decade a Chinese president is in the North. And Chinese media report he has brought along top officials, including the state's head economic planner. Xi was invited at the request of Kim Jong-un. He'll spend 2 days in the country in a surprise trip announced earlier this week. He's being welcomed by the North Korean state-run newspaper. In a front-page commentary, it writes, at a time when both countries face challenges, Xi's visit will further enhance their ties. Xi's trip is also being seen as an opportunity for Kim to boost his profile. It took a hit after his second summit with the U.S. president failed to produce any results. The U.S. wants the North to completely denuclearize in exchange for lifting crippling UN sanctions, but Kim wants a more phased approach. Talks have since stalled. But Kim might find a more willing partner in Xi. The two have met 4 times since March 2018. And in an op-ed this week, the Chinese president says he supports the North to resolve issues on the Korean peninsula. Xi's trip comes before another high-profile meeting. He'll sit down with Donald Trump next week on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Japan. Xi's trip will mark 70 years of diplomatic ties between China and the North. It is a chance for both sides to promote the relationship. But an expert on East Asia says it also sets the stage for Xi to play a leading role on the nuclear issue before he meets with Trump.
I think President Xi believes he must have practical talks with Kim, not only to establish mutual understanding, but to persuade him to make progress in denuclearization. That's why he decided to meet Kim ahead of the planned China-US summit on the sidelines of the G20 meeting.
Yukihiro Hotta points out previous visits by Chinese leaders used to bring massive economic assistance to Pyongyang. But this time, he says, Beijing has little to offer because of UN sanctions.
If the two leaders can produce an agreement on promoting the North's denuclearization, I will be very interested in how Xi persuades Kim to do so without any economic reward.
But Hotta says Xi could offer one thing: expanded tourism. He points out that people-to-people exchanges are exempt from the UN sanctions.